His name is Afak Manejwala, and he will never forget meeting the woman who changed his life forever. According to police, she's a call girl he found on Craigslist, who he paid all of $40 for a certain sexual favor.
Afterwards, he offered her additional ways to make money.
This lady of the night may have heard some unusual requests, but this one takes the cake.
He referenced that he wanted to off somebody, and this would be beneficial to both of their needs.
So who does he want dead?
Originally, he referred to the victim in this case as a roommate. Then it turned into a girlfriend. Then he finally admitted that the target was in fact his wife.
His wife, the mother of his 3-year-old son, the woman he has cut out of their honeymoon photo. Text messages reveal a bitter custody battle. His wife threatening to take their son and leave the country, writing, "At the airport, goodbye. My phone is going dark soon. Things can't be any other way." Afak writes back, "Please don't go with him. Please just make a mature decision. You're taking him away from his father." Police say he desperately wants sole custody of the boy and his wife gone.
There was the financial aspect where he was in debt. There was a $1 million life insurance policy on the victim.
So is this call girl the kind of girl who would kill a man's wife? Well, for $15,000 paid in installments, it's a deal, sort of.
Her initial idea was possibly duping him after obtaining the money up front, cut and run.
Police say that over the course of several meetings, he lays out every detail of how he wants the job done at the couple's gated community townhouse in Laurel, Maryland.
He gave specific instructions on how to make entry, where his door was.
Manejwala's thought of everything.
Even to the point where he's telling her, if you wear yoga pants, they're more flexible and you'll be able to move around more.
He even considers having her do the job with a car.
I think at one point he might have even suggested to run her over.
But the unlikely lady killer from Craigslist has to think of her own safety too. In later meetings, cops say she actually records the conversation on her cell phone in case something should happen to her.
Want to swing by my house just so I can show you a couple things? I really, really, really want you to know that I will be a regular source of income for you, and then I'll hit you off with the lump sum. Not gonna around with you. Okay. Once I do this deal and give you this money right here, we officially now set ourselves up. We're in a deal right now. This is the go.
I got you.
He is intoxicated with dreams of a dead wife when, get this, they actually get pulled over at a sobriety checkpoint.
What the What happened here? The reason I stopped you got a headlight out. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, that's why I have my flashes on the bottom on. I do know that it's out. So let me give you my license right now.
Do me a favor, you stay in the vehicle.
This is really just too much. They have lights on both sides. They're blocking this whole street right now.
Just keep it cool, man.
I got you.
We're gonna go out, grab a blanket.
So what I did today is I just gave you a repair order. So you have 10 days to get it done and get it signed. Appreciate your cooperation.
Yep.
Have a good night.
But not so fast. Suddenly, as they pull away, the officer is back at the window.
Oh man, again?
Are you serious?
Hey man, just let you know, you got a brake light on the passenger side also.
Oh, okay. I'll get that looked at too.
All right, buddy.
Thank you.
No problem.
But the call girl slash hit woman is rattled.
This is all too much. I'm beyond uncomfortable.
Afak Manejwala wants his wife dead.
He had plans in place. There was no doubt in our minds that he was wanting to be successful in this.
And now the call girl he's hired, not for sex, but to kill his wife, is having second thoughts. At one point during their harrowing traffic stop, she prays in fear, even while holding the $200 down payment for murder in her hand.
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil.
Police say she first planned to take that upfront money and run, but now she's having an attack of conscience about leaving Manejwala's wife and child in mortal danger.
She had nothing to gain from it by reporting it, and she was in our area doing an illegal activity.
In an incredible turn of events, she bolsters her courage, takes the plunge, and goes to police.
It's hard to believe, but she actually showed us text messages and the audio recording that she had done, which obviously complete credibility to her story.
Cops need to use her to set a trap, but also to keep her out of danger while going after Manajuala. And they're on a risky learning curve with no room for error.
Murder for hire cases are extremely rare. I had never seen that before, and this was the first one we'd ever worked.
And they have to come up with something quick before he finds someone else to kill his wife.
She was advised to suggest that she had a cousin that could do the job. He's not in town at the moment, but he will be coming up soon.
The supposed cousin is actually an undercover cop, and it will be his first time in a murder for hire sting as well.
Make no mistake, the undercover officer in this case, he was putting his life in danger for the protection of this woman and her child.
Police are certain that Manajuala will not hesitate to act if threatened.
If he changes his mind or if he thinks he's exposed, then the one person he's going to get rid of is the person he's telling this information to, which in this case was the undercover officer.
The courageous call girl is in no less danger, but meets Manajuala one last time alone. He agrees to meet her cousin.
The very next day, we had the informant text Mr. Manajuala stating that her cousin had arrived and that he wished to meet with Mr. Manajuala.
We sat down with the undercover cop posing as the hitman cousin, and we've agreed to keep him undercover.
I knew it was going to be a challenge, but I was definitely up for it and looking forward to it.
At their first meeting in the undercover's car, Manajuala gets down to business quickly.
I got some money. Okay. I need some money going.
Why? Being a knockout.
Hell no.
Later, Manajuala breaks out his phone and shows the undercover a real home video of exactly where to find his wife in the house. It's a literal roadmap to murder.
He kind of opened up the door, walked up the steps, showed me that she laid on the left side of the bed, and this is where I could find her.
It needs to look like an accident.
Right.
Like a house robbery. Or anything else you suggest.
Some people want their wives, girlfriends, or somebody to suffer. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, just end it.
Yeah.
Manajuala says he'll take his son to the boy's grandparents on the night of the murder, but he will be there himself when it happens, and he wants to be a victim too. Anything to make it look convincing.
You got to beat me up pretty good in that.
Yeah.
You can even stab me in the arm or the side.
At another meeting, a detective inside the unmarked car follows the two men as they take a look at Manajuala's house.
Maybe 200 feet up, and that's the gated community. The only way to get in is the gated.
Yeah.
Once you do the job, you come back up through the woods.
Yeah.
Come right over here to the park.
And he'd also like the killer cousin to bring along a can of spray paint for some finishing touches on his way out the door. Something to make it look like a hate crime.
I believe he's Muslim, and he talked about spray painting something on the walls as well too, to kind of make it seem realistic.
But detectives are about to be thrown a curveball. Afak's identical twin brother, Arsh, seen here at his wedding in the arms of three women. Could Arsh be setting up his twin or vice versa? It gives a whole new meaning to the term dead ringer.
We didn't know if we were dealing with some kind of weird family issue here or something like that. I don't think there was any way we weren't going to do this without making sure that, we didn't have the twin brother trying to set his brother up for a crime.
In fact, that becomes a major issue in the sting, making sure they had eyes on the twin while they went after Afak. During a third meeting with the undercover, Manajuala forks over a $100 advance. It seals the deal and the fate of his ill-begotten murder plans.
Gave me the money, he got out the car, I pulled out.
Cops swoop in and make the arrest.
I was there when he was taken into custody. He was shocked and very upset. I think he thought he was going to get away with it.
Right there.
Back at the police station, cops have a talk with Manajuala.
What I have to do here is tell you the most serious charge against you is solicitation to commit murder.
Wow. I feel as if I have done nothing wrong, and everything that has gone on so far that in your investigation is all fabricated. It's all a lie.
What do you think fabricating and lying?
I was fabricating and lying.
He's trying to explain it as that this was a game he was playing and that he was just setting this up.
He was going to be the big hero that came to the rescue and saved his wife, and it was going to help their marriage. That plan was completely not feasible.
My family and I, we have a beautiful relationship. We have a beautiful family. Everything is perfect in my life right now.
Talking about
a mistake.
Obviously,
But Manajuala lawyers up. Detectives sit down with his wife, and tell her the whole story. Despite their bitter custody battle, she could not believe the man she married wanted her dead.
Her reaction was just absolute shock. She had no idea. Her life was basically being turned upside down in an instant. It took a lot of convincing to get her to understand what was going on. She really didn't believe us, and I don't blame her. I probably wouldn't believe me either.
But even now, the surprises keep coming. Cops want to keep Manijwala behind bars until his trial, and they're worried about that twin brother.
During the bail review process, there was a concern that he might be able to actually take his brother's identity and flee the country.
But Detective Brannigan is stunned to find Manijwala free in the courthouse, even as he's trying to keep him in jail.
I looked at him and how did he make bail already? How is he? I was very confused. And I actually went up and introduced myself. And he introduced himself as the twin brother.
It's Arsh. That's a relief. And cops say he was never implicated in any wrongdoing. But while being held, Manijwala also gets a visit from a longtime secret girlfriend, who also gets the shock of her life.
She had no clue he was married, and it was kind of odd because even when she found out, she was still trying to figure a way to stand by him.
Later, in front of a judge, Manijwala never tells that story about fabricating the crime.
He pled guilty to solicitation to commit first-degree murder, in which he was sentenced to 50 years, suspend all but 20.
In the end, it's the result of some fine police work and a tip from a call girl with a conscience.
She could have never even reported it, and we wouldn't have been none the wiser. There's no doubt in my mind that if she hadn't reported this, his wife would have ended up deceased.
And along with that Good Samaritan, cops say they also caught a little bit of a lucky break. While talking to the informant, Manijwala confessed that this was not his first time he tried to hire someone to kill his wife, telling the undercover officer he even provided that person a truck to commit the act. The hired hitman took the truck and ran, never to be seen again.